What is up, friends and family of YouTube? I am working on big old runner today. Yesterday I did the, I don't know what you want to call it. I stripped all the old undercoating they put in here. I don't think it was factory because it was like literally an inch thick. I'll put a picture in here for you to see. And I'll put a bunch of pictures along the way to show you guys what I did. It turned out absolutely phenomenal. I will get some light in here. I can't because of the way my camera on my phone is facing. But here, let me try to shed some light on some things for you. All right. So there she is. That's so what this is I have 3 coats of stuff on here. So I have a base coat of paint, and then I have a really good coat of the rubberized coating. So what I did is I got it down to the bare primer metal. Again, I'll show you guys pictures. Sorry, I don't mean to put lights in your eyes. And then I put some paint coating on it to seal it after I did the rust converter. And so I painted it, and then I put this rubberized coating on it. I would never recommend just putting this rubberized coating on bare rusted metal because it'll trap moisture and it'll be a bad time. So I really wanted to clean the metal, coat it with some new paint, put the rust inhibiting undercoating on it, and then I sprayed the crap out of it with my Rust Cure 3000 formula that I will show you guys, and it turned out flawless. Like, it's beautiful. So I'm gonna go tackle the other side and hopefully bring you guys around to see what I'm doing. Peels off, and that's what I'm dealing with. This side is actually a little bit cleaner than the other side. The worst part of this is getting this crap off here. Like, it's just so thick. They just put it on in troves. Like, look at this, look. Watch this. Here it is. Right, and what you don't want is mud and moisture sitting in here because it's just gonna create rust, man. Like, it's gonna be bad. So I got some scraping to do, but this is what I'm up to, guys. So if you have an old runner or an old vehicle, just check your undercoating before it's too late and you have a hole or something of rust, right? So this might take a little while. Nothing too bad, but I know there's gonna be better ways to take this off, but I just don't have the time right now. Just don't have the time. So I'm gonna go throw on a mask. Look how thick that is, guys. Like, seriously. But I'm glad I'm fixing this because it'll be mint after. Super stoked. So let me go get my mask on. All right? I'll show you guys the progress. All right, so there is not even all of the dirt and grime and thick undercoating the previous owner, or previous owner, who knows, put on. So I'm about to fix this up. Yeah, gonna clean it, wire brush some spots, and get to coating it. All right, that's what it looks like clean before I start taking the wire brush to it. There's obviously a couple spots I want to hit, and then all along here, and then back there. The rest of it's okay. This spot looked better than the other side, but I think it has a little bit more surface rust than the other side, so I'm gonna take that off, and then I'm gonna hit it with some rust converter. This stuff actually works really well. And then I'm gonna start coating. All right, so I'm still wearing my mask just because there's rusty floaties everywhere. But I've exposed some of the metal. I'm gonna give it one more go with the drill and the wire brush. That's my contraption. And then I'm gonna spray it with the rust converter. There's actually a hole right there with a I'm not too proud of. Like, people, this is so avoidable. Wash your vehicles. I mean, this isn't a bad spot. Could totally cut that out and be okay, or cut it out and re-weld a piece in there. It's on the outer edge, so even though I'm concerned about it, I'm not too concerned about it, if you know what I mean. It's good that I'm catching all of this now because the rest of the truck is just pretty clean. Like, it's just surface rust. I sprayed the top of this on the other side. It looked exactly the same with the rust converter and it turned out perfect. It all blackened up, which is what it's supposed to do. And yeah, try to get as much of this off as I can with the wire wheel. And yeah, make sure you wear all the PPE because you do not want this stuff in your eyes or your throat or your nose. And I've done both many a time. It's not good. So yeah, I'm gonna get to work again. I just want to update you guys on what we're seeing here. All right guys, so I'm glad I'm doing this now. It looks like when they undercoated this, they got this part of the frame. This part's doing okay, but this stuff was really flaking off bad. So I took a screwdriver to it and a hammer and went to town. And as you can see, there's black frame underneath it and it's pretty sturdy. So I'm super stoked about that. You never want to have holes in your frame, even though it is quite fixable from what I can see. I've researched this because there is a small part on the frame on the front. It's the most common part right underneath the passenger footwell that we are in the process of fixing. It's nothing crazy, but it is definitely fixable. But I've seen frames with missing two sides and the bottom and people are still driving them and fixing them. So I think I'm doing pretty good here. It's been to 2 mechanics so far and they both say the same thing, that it's good. So I just want to preserve it now, right? Take all the undercoating off of the frame because it's trapping moisture and it's making the outside of the frame rust and it's just not a good time. So see, there's a little bit more here I'm gonna take off and yeah, we'll attack it now. So I'm gonna clean up this mess and then we're gonna get coating. Right, so that's most of the stuff that came underneath the wheel well. Look at that. Like, just so thick. So that is most of it. Chips here, everywhere. So I'm gonna continue cleaning and then we're gonna blast this. The wheel well, that's everything I'm, trying to slow down the rust. You're really not gonna stop the rust until you completely cut it out, but this could slow it right down, and that's the name of the game, right? I've never tried what I'm doing right now, this combination. I'm doing basically 3 main layers of heavy rust inhibitor, and then I'm topping it off with my my Rust Cure 3000. So I'm hoping this all does the trick. But in the meantime, I want to tell you guys, I use this obviously for the layer in there. I just don't have good luck with this. My go-to rust coat brand was not in stock at the store we went to. I don't even know if they carry it. This was a Canadian Tire. I buy this and every time I use this damn thing, it doesn't go on very nice. So I heated the crap out of the metal in there with a heat gun and it went on fairly well, just not the greatest. So it's not terrible, but it's not the greatest, like I said. So again, I just want this going down as a base. I might even put a coat of black on it just to keep the coating a little thicker. Not thick like what they had it on there, but just have something on there, a nice coating. I have a wheel paint that's a thicker black paint and I think it would go on nice. So I'm going to do that with this as well. All right guys, I'm going to let that dry and just show you. This is what I use for the second coat. It's a wheel coating, so it's a thicker paint, which is good in a wheel well because you don't want dust, dirt, and rocks and debris chipping away at the paint. So hopefully that works. Plus it's gonna get undercoated with some Duplicolor undercoating I just bought, and then the Rust Cure. All right guys, so that's what she looks like right now. I'm not trying to make it the prettiest paint job in the world, although it looks a lot better than what it did. I'm trying to stop the rust, take away some of the rust. And yeah, it's like a body plug there that is not staying in. But yeah, I'm gonna put the new So what I bought, I'm trying this out for the first time here. Duplicolor undercoating. So we're gonna see how it goes on. I will not be putting it on the frame. I don't want that to happen again. Obviously, I will be using my rust cure on that, but I will be using the rubber coating on the wheel well. So without further ado. All right guys, that is by far my favorite undercoat minus the color. I prefer black. It comes out thick if you hold it too close to the metal. I found that out right here. But if I didn't do that, it would have been real smooth, and it looks great. I should have painted this black, but I'm not gonna paint it again. So this is gonna just be this color. I'm just gonna throw the rust cure on here. I'm gonna do the frame with the rust cure and call it a night. But I'm gonna let this dry. It went on pretty much odorless, very easy to spray. It's really thick up there, but I wanted it thick because that's where all the metal was stripped from debris. Yeah, this stuff is good stuff. Way better than the stuff I did on the other side, that's for sure. So I'm gonna give this a little time to dry, and then we'll put the rust stuff on. All right guys, she's like half dry-ish, but it looks phenomenal. Super stoked with the results. I will be buying this undercoating from now on. I sprayed my frame, as you can see. This stuff is absolute magic. I first tried it on the Audi A4 I bought that had a rust bubble, and I poked a hole in it. I put this stuff in it, and it just started puking rust until it was pretty much bare metal. It was unreal. So I use that stuff for everything rust. It expels moisture. They have their own website, but it's amazing. It's called Wanna Keep It, just because you want to keep it. So this is my undercoat. It's not an actual undercoat. It's a oil-based rust formula. So that's what I'm using. All my friends I told to use it love it. So just FYI, excellent inner and outer panel protection. It lies though, it is definitely not drip free, as you can see. But yeah, that's what I use, and it's phenomenal. So once this is dry, I'm gonna put the fan up to it, let it sit for about 20 minutes, and then come out and spray it with this. So it's not drying the way I want it to. It's probably a lot to do with the temperature right now, and my garage furnace was not pumping air just yet because it's not that cold, but it says that it should be around 70 degrees. And I don't know what that is in Celsius. I think it's around 20. It's definitely not around 20 in here. So I'm actually gonna let this dry. It looks gorgeous in there. And I'm gonna fill in the lip underneath the fender and that rust hole right now with this. But I'm gonna let this stuff cure. Yesterday it cured a lot better with that other stuff. So I'm gonna let this stuff cure, and then at a later date, I will put this rust cure stuff on it, because this stuff is magic. So I'm gonna get all the bad spots right now with this, and then once the inner wheel well cures with the new undercoating, I'll slap it with this stuff. But as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Keep in mind, this is not a solution to erasing rust, okay? I've been dealing with rust my whole life. We live in Alberta. We get bad winters, we get salt, we get crap on the roads. And, you know, I've cut rust out, I've replaced panels, and I've done this on a lot of my vehicles, Nissan Xteras, and this process does work. It prolonged it, you know, until I had the vehicle, until I sold the vehicle. And just keep in mind, you're not trying to repaint the vehicle, you're not trying to restore the vehicle, you're trying to stop the rust. That is the key here. So I used 3 ingredients basically to stop or really slow down the rust, and that was that Rust Cure primer that I don't like very much. That frickin' moth is in here. And I did a coat of paint, and I'm doing a coat of this undercoating. And that way there's a barrier between the undercoating and the body panel, so rust won't form, hopefully. That's the whole point there. And then on top of what's gonna protect the undercoating is this stuff here. I'm gonna apply this, I don't know, once a season type of thing, and I should be good. So if you wanna keep your stuff, if you wanna keep it, you know, mimic this process, or at the very minimum, coat your stuff with something like this. And this will help keep your vehicle in good shape. So as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that like button, check out other videos on the channel, and subscribe. All right, everybody, peace.